Khonoma, nestled deep in the rolling hills of Nagaland, is a peaceful place. Towering trees, lush terraced fields, and serene streams define the landscape. Life moves at a rhythm dictated by the seasons, with villagers working in the fields during the day and gathering around firelit homes at night. The Angami people live in harmony with the land, and part of that harmony is their deep respect for the spirits, known as Tevo. The Tevo are said to inhabit every tree, rock, and stream around Khonoma. Their presence is acknowledged in rituals and offerings, and the villagers are careful not to anger them. The spirits protect the land, but are known to be unforgiving when disrespected. Over the centuries, a delicate balance had been maintained, but, as with all balances, it only takes a single misstep to upset everything. Vekhro was not like the other villagers. In his mid-20s, he was tall, strong, and fiercely independent. While most of the young men of Khonoma revered the stories of the spirits passed down by their elders, Vekhro was a skeptic. He was known for his bravery, especially in hunting, but that bravery often teetered on arrogance. The ancient stories of Tevo seemed to him nothing more than exaggerated tales meant to control people through fear. One evening, during a village gathering, an elder named Zazi recounted the legend of the War of Spirits, an ancient battle between the village and the Tevo of a forbidden part of the forest called Kekhrie. According to the tale, warriors who entered Kekhrie without the proper rites were met with the wrath of the spirits, leading to chaos and destruction. Vekhro scoffed at the story. "These are just stories to keep children in line," he muttered under his breath. The elder's eyes darkened. "Respect the old ways, or the spirits will teach you to respect them," Zaza warned. Vekhro laughed, shaking off the warning. A few weeks later, strange disturbances began to plague Khonoma. Livestock went missing, crops were trampled, and ominous noises echoed from the depths of the forest. The villagers grew anxious, suspecting the anger of the Tevo, but no one dared to confront the unseen forces. That is, until Vekhro volunteered. "This is no spirit. It's a wild animal, and I will track it down," he declared boldly. Armed with his spear and bow, Vekhro ventured into the forest alone, following tracks that led deeper and deeper into the woods. His path eventually led him to the borders of Kekhrie, the forbidden forest. For a moment, he hesitated, recalling the elder's words, but Vekhro's pride overcame his caution. "It's just a forest," he muttered to himself, crossing into Kekhrie. As Vekhro moved deeper into Kekhrie, the atmosphere around him changed. The air grew cold and heavy, the trees loomed taller, and shadows seemed to move just out of his line of sight. Suddenly, he saw it, a massive figure lurking in the clearing ahead. It wasn't an animal, it was something else. Before Vekhro could react, the ground beneath him trembled, and from the trees emerged ghostly figures. Their bodies were twisted, their eyes glowing with a menacing light. The Tevo had awakened, and they were enraged by Vekhro's intrusion. Panicking, Vekhro raised his bow and shot an arrow at the nearest figure. The arrow passed right through it. The spirits swirled around him, their whispers filling the air. Fear clutched at his heart as he realized the depth of his mistake. He turned and ran, the forest seeming to close in around him, the Tevo giving chase. Vekhro stumbled back into the village, gasping for breath, his eyes wide with terror. The villagers rushed to him, but he could barely speak, only managing to stammer, "The spirits, they are real!" The elders gathered quickly. Zazi, the elder who had warned him, shook his head solemnly. "You have crossed into the sacred land of the Tevo. Without honoring them, they are now at war with us." The village erupted into panic, for they knew the ancient stories well. The Tevo were not mere protectors. They were warriors capable of bringing devastation. The village elders acted swiftly. A large offering was prepared. Rice, livestock, and sacred symbols were gathered, and a ritual was arranged. At dawn, the elders, draped in ceremonial garments, ventured into Kekhrie to seek peace with the spirits. They arrived at the ancient clearing where Vekhro had encountered the Tevo. In the heart of the forest, they set their offerings, chanting prayers in the old tongue, pleading for forgiveness and peace. Hours passed, and the forest remained still. Then, slowly, the wind picked up, carrying with it the faintest sound of whispering. The spirits had heard them. The elders completed the ritual, leaving behind the offerings as a gesture of goodwill, and returned to Khonoma, praying that it would be enough. Vekhro was never the same. The once proud and fearless hunter now walked with a newfound humility. He spoke little, but his eyes betrayed the deep fear and respect he now held for the unseen forces that lived within the land. He became a storyteller, recounting his terrifying encounter with the Tevo to the younger generations. He warned them never to mock the old ways, for the spirits of Khonoma were not mere legends. They were real, and they were always watching. Even now, when the winds blow through the village and the trees rustle in the night, the people of Khonoma know that the spirits are close, keeping watch, reminding them of the ancient balance between the living and the dead.